Hey, Justin Abel here with STL Tones. This is episode 6 of the Mix Creative series. Today we're going to talk about tracking drums and how you can use ControlHub to get those drums sounding a lot more finished while not taxing your computer for the rest of the production process. So let's get into it. So I'd say the most important things to me when I'm tracking drums are, one, that the control room mix is finished and impressive sounding enough that it makes the artist and the drummer, and me, I guess, excited about what we're recording and about what the tones are sounding like. And I would say a piggyback number 2 answer to that would be having the drums sound just clear enough and punchy enough that you can fully understand and easily pick out exactly what the drummer's playing, so that when you're, comping together takes or editing, there's not really much of a question. You don't have to zoom way into audio files to hear exactly what is going on everywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about how I mic drums usually, and also how I can use ControlHub to get the mics much more finished sounding and closer to how I would want it in a tracking mix. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's the session. You already heard this song. This is the song that was playing in the video. I just recorded a quick guitar and bass idea, and then my buddy Dom came in and wrote all the drums and did an awesome job. And so, yeah, this is it. I figured we're just gonna go mic to mic and channel to channel, talk about how I mic'd, or where I put each mic and how I'm processing it in this mix. So just gonna mention that, yeah, if you've watched any of these videos, you know that I really like my bus processing. So right out the gate, the very first thing I always do is set up a drum bus. I think that it can save you so much work on individual channels if you can just do some broadband strokes of compression, EQ, and saturation. So I'll bypass my drum bus processing. First plugin. So this is just the straight up Aaron Sprinkle Screamo drum bus. Right away starts making things fatter and punchier. And then I have another instance with George Lever Drum Para Fatso. And you can see I have the mix really low on this. I'll exaggerate the setting for you. So it's almost acting as like a transient designer over the whole kit, just to bring out the punch and make things sound, yeah, really full and exciting right from the get-go. So mic 1, kick in. This is a Beta 91 that's on the inside of the kick, sitting on the pillow. This is my favorite kick mic. I love it. I get almost my entire kick sound out of this mic, especially for a genre like this. So first thing is this George Lever kick knock. And then I have Colin Richardson drum bus compression. And again, it tightens it up even more. I want my kick in mic to be incredibly consistent and hard hitting on music like this, so that it's again really easy and obvious exactly what the drummer is playing. So here, one more final A/B. That is great. The second mic is a D6. It's sitting right inside of the sound hole of the bass drum. It sounds like this with nothing on it. And then with a gate. And then with this processing. So I always have 3 mics on my bass drum. It's kind of a safety blanket at this point. Like I said, I get almost everything I want out of the 91. But the D6, I really like boosting kind of the mid-range that is usually kind of scooped out of kick drums, just to give it kind of like this, a slappy thing. So I really like this Will Putney kick tight setting for that. Third mic is an AT4050 by Audio Technica for the kick out. So that's with nothing on it. There it is gated. Yeah, which sounds not awesome. You need to have a preset that rolls off that top end so that the cymbal bleed isn't crazy. So Will Putney actually has a kick sub preset that's really good. So here's all of the kick sources together. All processing bypassed. Sounds awesome. Okay, so next is snare. It is a Unidyne 57 on snare top, and it's going through a distressor and hitting a couple dB of gain reduction, but nothing crazy. Here it is raw. And gated. And first instance of ControlHub is George Lever Snare Casa. Yeah, usually I would do kind of that move with like 5 plugins. And so again, in a tracking scenario where you're just trying to put together a quick drum mix, this does it and sounds really, really good. So super stoked on that. And then I added a little bit more saturation, it looks like. So I'll exaggerate the mix on this because it's pretty low. So yeah, it's adding a lot of crunch to the drum, but also adding some poke to the transient, which I really like. And then snare bottom. Snare bottom is a Beta 57. Here it is totally raw. That's just gated. And then the new Tom Lord Algae pack is just awesome on drums, as you can imagine. Here is his snare bottom fat preset. Let's hear that with the snare top. Sounds awesome. Yeah, super punchy. When you're tracking, you're not able to rely on drum samples, and so getting creative with the way that you're processing your close mics and stuff can get you closer to the sound of samples, while you can't use them. Let's go to toms. Both toms are recorded with 421s, Sennheiser 421s. Jeff Giuliano rack tom reel. Yeah, I mean, just taking you across the planet with that preset. Here's the floor tom. And again, Jeff Giuliano floor tom reel. My overhead mics are Sterling 6050s. So this is what they sound like raw. And then here's with ControlHub. So this is an example of, I'm using a room mic preset, but I thought it sounded cool. You know, as you're scrolling through ControlHub, I'm assuming, yeah, see, I would have been scrolling through these overheads and then I hit one past and it sounded cool. And you just go for it. There's no rules. Just go for it. The Tom Lord Algae stuff on drums, again, is just, it's just awesome. Next is 57. This 57 is in the top back corner of my tracking room, and it's just pointed at the wall in the corner. This is what it sounds like by itself. So that's through an 1176 on the way in. So it's already has a decent amount of compression on it, but usually this mic just needs a little bit of cleanup. Yeah, I might do a little bit more actually. Okay, close rooms. This is a pair of Oktava MK019s? Man, what are they? MK319s. And they are, they're great on rooms. I really like them. And it's a spaced pair. So good. Yeah, I mean, sounds awesome. I love using these room mics to automate up during fills and stuff. So like, let's look. So even during the tracking phase, I do stuff like this where sometimes you gotta fade out the end. Yeah, sounds cool. Just make those moments pop out a little bit. And then this is a fun one. So whenever I'm tracking drums, I am lucky enough to always have at least one extra preamp that is kind of my wild card that, you know, maybe I'll see something in a different YouTube video or I'll think of something while I'm cooking at home or something like that and want to try something. This was that example, or this is a good example of that. I took a Cascade Fathead and put it pretty much right up on the side of the snare where the, you know, so the polar pattern of a ribbon mic is figure 8. And so it's rejecting hard all the way around the, you know, has a very good null point. I think that's what it's called. And so it's canceling out the cymbal directly above it and the hi-hat really well. So it's really just capturing like the like thwack of the kick and the snare really well. So this is what it sounds like alone. Man, such a cool sounding mic. It's like gonna absolutely start being something that I do way more often. And so let's see, Will Putney, kick distortion. Yeah, this is something that I would like maybe even put through an amp or something like that. I really liked how this treated it though. And then I did put an instance of Soothe after this, just to kind of chill it out a little bit. But yeah, that mic does a really good job of bringing out the sustain of the snare. Yeah, like how I was saying, kind of gives the sample-esque quality to the drum, even though there's no samples. So let's listen to the full drum mix again with ControlHub on and ControlHub off. thanks again for joining me today. I hope you got something out of it and have something new to try for your next session. If you think that I missed anything, or if you have any weird miking techniques that I should try, drop them below. I'm really interested to just, add more things to my toolbox. So yeah, would really appreciate that. And definitely make sure you're subscribed to the STL Tones YouTube channel and like this video. Just make sure that you're checking back for more content coming out, because there's some really exciting stuff happening this year. And so yeah, looking forward to it. I'll catch you guys soon.